right knowledge of the three levels of this God and real self or Brahman. So without bhakti, nothing can be achieved in the journey of the self discovery. And I told you that it is a series of practices, it is not one. So people normally take it as only one practice, so we should have a loving relationship. In Buddhism, also, you see that, oh, we have a loving mindfulness. It is not simply saying it, it will not work unless we bring about a change in our life. There is an
I've
inner
noticed
change.
Bhakti, my very little exposure, he gives one a sense of great humility, right? And I think even someone says, "You did this," and I think, "No, I didn't," or they say, "I did this," I think, "No, you didn't." But I honestly believe, I know it, I see it. I didn't do that, right? There's no way I did that. That was Shiva, Krishna. But
Shiva,
I,
yes.
and everything, the more and more Bhakti seems to really emphasize the non-doership aspects, right? But
Almost,
is that a bhakti? The feeling I've had maybe a handful of times where that presence is so intimately close, and you're like,
yes.
oh, like I've known you, you've been right here, and then it goes away, I lose it. But I feel like unmistakable,
Yes.
and even the peace I feel after a practice like that, it's like days and days of peace. It's not. I think that couldn't have been.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it was mind manifested, but I feel like there was reality in there too.
My master introduced this almost more than 30 years ago. And then I was introduced to the verses, 8 verses on the Shiva, which I still continue. And every time I do it, I listen or I chant it, I find a new meaning to it. So, understanding is very important. Uh, if you do the bhakti without knowledge, it doesn't work. Or it will work, it will take you 50 years to reach to that state. But if you add the knowledge and understanding, then it works. So, this 8 verses on the Shiva is such a beautiful, which I would say it helps your mind to immerse into that higher level of bhakti. 8 verses means the 8 shades of the Shiva.
Is that what you sent me? Are those the 8?
Yes, yes. First, first if you
Yeah.
see Namami Shamishanam Nirvani Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chidakasham Akashvasam Bhajeham. I remember by heart. So, what is the first verse? Says, what are the core qualities of the Shiva, so that when you meditate on the Shiva, you see the image of the Shiva, but at the same time, your bhakti movement or the movement of the mind should be where? What it means? The first verse means Shiva is formless, all pervading consciousness, absolute liberation or awakening. It is beyond attributes, desires, and duality. Where it is dwelling? It is dwelling as the sky-like expanse of the pure consciousness. So you are addressing, you are seeing the image of the Shiva, whether inside your heart or in front of you, and then your knowledge moves, cognitive understanding. Oh, that you Shiva, you are formless. I see you, you are all pervading consciousness, you are sky-like expanse of the pure awareness. You see the first verse. It took me almost many years, maybe 3-4 years, to find the masses. My goodness. So the first verse, now you see you are in love with all pervading sky-like expanse of the consciousness. So what is happening? You are changing the direction of the mind from the form to the formless with the form. It is such a beautiful way. The real worship of the Shiva is the recognition and reverence for this limitless, ever-free awareness in which all the worlds play and dissolve. Now, you are symbolically, the mind is representing the image of the Shiva, and it says, oh, you are limitless and ever-free awareness in which all worlds play and dissolve. It is going to bring an inner transformation. In the second line, in a language I can say my name is also there, but my name is the name of the Shiva. Nirakar mokar mulam turiyam gira jnana goti tamisham girisham karalam mahakal kalam kripalam gunagar sansar param natoham. The more and more you reflect on it, your emotions will start flowing. So second verse, how does the Shiva is characterized? This is what the second verse says. How Shiva is characterized. You see that our mind and intellect always wants to know and acquire the knowledge through different ways of the intellect. So here is a characterization of the Shiva. So what it means? Shiva is the root of the mantra Om. Nirakar mokar mulam turiyam. Again he uses the word formless, beyond words and intellect, both fierce and the kind, master of time and the mountain, and transcends worldly existence. Means, I explained to you, that is why I explained to you, I was thinking, if you share your experiences, then I will talk about this. So it's good that I sent you this. Transcends the worldly existence. I transcend the wave by understanding water in wave. Water as wave is the real existence. Name and the form is just casual, incidental. It is changing.
I was using that all week when I looked at a person or anything. I would say in and as, right?
Yes.
Shiva in, Shiva
okay,
as.
that's good. I am very happy. I was thinking, how should I guide Eric? In what way? Because you are born in America, so obviously the habit and personality, everything, that is the beauty. That is what we enjoy. We enjoy another manifestation of the same knowledge. Teacher is always looking at it. My master is manifesting through the seekers. So now what is this second verse? Shiva is a formless, the original source behind the sacred Om, dwelling in the transcendent fourth state. Have you heard the fourth state? We said sleep state, waking state, and dream state.
Is that Turiya or whatever they call it?
Yeah, Turiya. So it is here, you see that Nirakar Mokar Moolam Turiyam, that is the Turiyam, Turiya word. Giragyan Gotitami, he is both awe-inspiring and merciful. Oh, so you are merciful. So let me communicate to you with the Shiva. I have a problem. So let me offer all the problems to you. You find the solution. And you stay focused with the Shiva, and you will find the revelation and you will find the solution. Lord of the mountain, again he is repeating. I will tell you about the author later. The ultimate end of the time and the knower who is beyond words and intellect. What is the symbolic message? Meditating on Shiva means recognizing the substratum of all the states of the consciousness. So you recognize the Turiya, the fourth state of the consciousness, in which so the fourth state is like a water. And what are the three states? These three states live on the surface. What are the three states? Waking, dream, and sleep states live on the surface as waves on the Turiya. So Shiva is that Turiya, beyond all the opposites. Now you see that, this master uses many symbols. I'm just making it shorter, but as we grow into the Bhakti, the third verse says, what is the Shiva appearance? How I can see the Shiva in appearance depicted. Shiva Tushara Drishankash Gauram Gambhiram Manobhuta Koti Prabhashri Shariram Sfarnamauli Kallaulani Charuganga Lasadvala Balendu Kantai Bhujanga. Third verse, the Shiva appearance, depiction. Shiva is majestic, Tushar, pure as Himalayas. Himalayas, we always see it is a white snow-cladded mountain, so white represents the purity. Radiant, with Ganges in his locks, Ganges in his hair, moon on the forehead, and serpent around the neck, symbols of serenity and the spiritual mastery. So we say that, Shiva also did practice of yoga and he reached to the highest state. So if I am meditating on Shiva, I will also reach to the same state. So that is the message. The Shiva's form is majestic and pure, as the snow-clad Himalayas or mountains. His beauty is unmatched and shining. The Ganges flows in his hair, and the crescent moon glimmers on his brow, and a snake coils around his blue throat, symbols of purity, spiritual energy, and unity with all aspects of the nature. That is the depiction of the Shiva. So it means I go to the sea beach, I go to what is here known as, Kokoniko forest? Payson.
Oh, yeah.
Payson. Okay, you are Shiva, you are in this form. So what is the symbolic message here? Realizing Shiva's form invokes purity, serenity, and awe, harmonizing all elements, all the 5 elements. I discussed perhaps 2 years ago that the Shiva has 5 heads, and each head represents 1 element, so it is 5 elements. Harmonizing all the elements, what a beautiful way. In the 4th verse is Shiva adornments. What are the adornments of the Shiva signifies? What are the adornments, and what exactly means decoration? We decorate, we have eye bags and we decorate, we remove his eye bags on the face. But his presentation, his adornment is different. Chalatakundalam Bhusunetram Vishalam Prasannanam Neelakancham Dayalam Mrigadhisha Charmambaram Mundamalam Priyam Shankaram Sarvanatham Bhajami. So what represents earrings, very long earrings. There is a Natha cult coming from the Shiva, the tantric cult. There is a kanfate, you put very long earrings. Natha cult. So the earrings that started with the Shiva. So Shiva has earrings. It has very kind eyes. You see, have you seen those girls and even the Carlin? They put, they put this, they like to extend that, or the corner of the eyes. But the Shiva eyes is already stretched, very long. He does not need to put any cosmetics, kind eyes. Blue throat, we'll talk about the blue throat later. Lion skin and the skull garland. Skull garland, we will talk about this. This belongs to the Tantra, full of compassion, fearlessness, mastery over the death, and acceptance of all the creation. Means I should accept everything as it is. I should not get into situational stress, relational stress, eventful stress, no stress coming from outside. Then means I have a total acceptance. Oh, this is Shiva creation. Shiva is manifesting this. So Shiva is decorated with earrings, broad eyes. Now, that is the right broad eyes, like this. It's a very, it is
like that Egyptian look, the Egyptian.
And very big, but broad eyes, a serene smile, and a blue neck from drinking the poison to save the world, symbolizing supreme compassion. His attire, what is his attire, including a lion skin and a garland of skulls, signifies fearlessness and mastery over the time and the death. Shiva accepts and transforms every aspect of existence, forgiving, accepting, and blessing all the beings. Fifth verse, what powers of the Shiva are praised? What are the powers we should always remember and praise? Why? That will awaken in us. What is the fifth verse? Prachandam prakashtam pragalbham paresham akhandam ajam bhanukoti prakasham trayah shula nirmulam shula panim bhajeham bhavani pati bhavagamyam. Shiva is supremely powerful, radiant, repetition, immortal, destroyer of ignorance. Now we have reached to what Krishna says. The message is very clear. Shiva is supremely powerful, radiant, immortal, destroyer of ignorance, Ajambhanu, with his trident. He has a trident, three trident. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and accessible to heartfelt devotion. Heart, Bhajeham Bhavani Pati Bhavagamyam. What this master has written these verses. Master says, you just sit with the Shiva, do nothing. You just adore everything in the way the verse is written. And that is enough. You will enter into the bhakti. You will enter into the loving relationship with the Shiva. This is what the master is saying. This verse venerates Shiva as all-powerful, supreme, the source of endless radiance and the destroyer of ignorance and obstacles. Destroyer of ignorance and obstacles. His trident uproots negativity. He is beyond birth, yet easily reached by the heartfelt devotion. You can easily reach to him means I can communicate, I can be absorbed in it. So Shiva is both the fierce remover of ignorance and the loving concern ever available to the truly devoted. He becomes my friend, he becomes my parents. The same thing, the one Mangalacharan mantra, Tvamiva Mata cha Pita Tvamiva, Tvamiva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvamiva, Tvamiva Vidya Dravinam Tvamiva, Tvamiva Sarvam Mama Devi used to have it. The sixth one, what boon does the seeker seek from the Shiva? A seeker. I'm not talking of the non-seeker. We already discussed in Gita. You see, the message is very clear. Everywhere the teacher has to, message is the same of the Eastern wisdom, explained differently. So what is the boon a seeker should seek? It means now my desire is very clear. What should I desire from the Shiva? That is in the sixth verse. What is that? Kalatit kalyan kalpantakari sada sajjanand data purari chidananda sandhoha mohapahari prasida prasida prabhu manmatari. Grace, auspiciousness, blissful joy, removal of delusion. Shiva, I need your grace. I need your auspiciousness. I need that every moment should be full of auspiciousness. I need your grace to remove the delusion and ignorance. I need a
I've been practicing asking, think, what is the core of my issue? Oh, please remove my attachment and,
yes.
Give me discrimination. Right, and I've been practicing that a lot. And at first I fumbled with the words, but it's coming easier.
Shiva is the timeless protector and liberator. What is timeless protector? You are lying down, yes, you can seek. You are sitting, yes, you can seek. You are working, you can seek. You are communicating. So he is the timeless protector and the liberator. Chidananda Sandhoha Moha Pahari Prasida Prasida Prabhu Manmatari. Prasida Prasida means you be happy with me. You be happy with me. You be happy with me. What you do, you want Carlin to be happy with you. You know it better. So the same thing applies. The same format applies. Here also.
Well, I tell him give me the wisdom to love all equally, right? And to love you and to love all.
Yes. So Shiva is the controller of time and the destiny. Here the destiny comes, the prarabdha. He can change the prarabdha. Loving relationship with the God can change the prarabdha. Knowledge cannot change the prarabdha. But knowledge is required in the bhakti. So knowledge becomes the part of the bhakti. So Shiva is the controller of time and the destiny, bestower of the joy and the auspiciousness, destroyer of delusion, and brings peace during the dissolution of the creation. So it's a symbolic dissolution of the creation. Now I transcended the world. I am totally absorbed into the meditation. Destroyer of the delusion. That is the symbolic message. The Lord Shiva uplifts, liberates, and brings joy to all who sincerely seek him. What does the devotion to the Shiva brings? So I am doing the bhakti or devotion to the Shiva, what it brings. That is our seventh verse. You see the master, unparalleled master. I will talk about this master later. I have talked about it briefly. Nayavadumanat padarvindam bhajanti loke parevanarana natavat sukham shanti santapanasham prasida prabhu sarva bhuta divasam. The real happiness, peace, freedom from the sorrow is what the devotion means for the devotee and all beings. So it means My real happiness is, who is real happiness? Shiva. Who is real peace? Shiva. Who is the freedom from the sorrow? Is Shiva. So my mind goes back to the image of the Shiva that helps. So devotion to the Shiva or bhakti to the Shiva brings true peace, happiness and removal of suffering. He is the indweller. I can see the image of the Shiva inside. Shiva ensures the well-being of his devotees in the world. Universal happiness is rooted in sincere bhakti to the Shiva. Here the Shiva is compared to the self, the real self, that abides in all. What is the devotee's prayer? Now what should be the prayer? The last verse. You see the extreme level of humility. You are continuing the journey. This author, writer of these verses is spent about 12, 13 years. In 13 years, he became one of the great masters, and he lived just, I would say, 250 to 300 years ago. 250, 300. Today's 20, no, I think around 17th century. So what the last, Najana miyogam japam naiva pujam natoham sada sarvada sambhutubhyam jara janma dukkho datatapyamanam prabhu pahiyapan namami. Now what exactly is the prayer? Prayer is to reach to the highest level of humility. In what way? Sincere surrender. So how I do the sincere surrender? By asking Shiva for protection from the suffering of birth, aging and ignorance. But how? I don't know yoga. I don't know any form of prayer. Shiva, I don't know how to meditate. I know only one thing, how to bow to you, always, at all times, in all the relationship, in all the situations. That much I know. The rest you have to give me. And that will, the devotee surrenders, that is the surrender. When I say I don't know anything. But it doesn't mean that you continue to earn that knowledge is the cause of the liberation. Then what happens? We reach to the highest. What is the highest level of humility? I don't have a separative individuality. But I am aware of it. That is what the Shiva is. Oh, is that the bhakti? Yes. That is the highest level of the bhakti. Yes, you can buy in English also, but that is pretty, it is written in a very layman's language. Sometimes the simple language is very tough to understand in Eastern wisdom. When complex, then our ego says, no, let me sit down and break up into parts and understand it. So this master name is Tulsi Das. He has written Ramcharitmanas, I told you before, and Ramcharitmanas is written in a layman's language. In those days, 300 years ago, even the Sanskrit appears to be a foreign language, and it was only for the elite and scholars. So he wrote the entire masses in a layman's language in Ramcharitmanas. It's a voluminous.
So just so you know, because you know me, I already have a copy of it, plus a commentary.
Yeah, the commentary.
I haven't read it or got into it, but I have it.
So there he wrote about Rama. Whether you say Rama, Shiva or Krishna, they are one and the same. So Ramcharitmanas is the text written. So he has written these verses on the Shiva. And he writes that because of the blessing of the Shiva, he wrote this entire book of Ramcharitmanas. It was the Shiva who revealed the entire epic of Ramcharitmanas. The original text of Ramcharitmanas, I told you, is Valmiki Ramayana. Ramayana written by one of the earliest master, Valmiki. But he, only because of the blessings, all the plays and the plots were revealed into his intellect, and he jotted down, and he became one of the great masters, Tulsidas. Tulsidas is his name. And I
do have that work. If you think I should endeavor to look at it.
You can just. I will. Who has written the commentary? It's from Gita Press, Gorakhpur.
I have a translation to English from the Gita Press. The commentary I just ordered, I think it's also from Gita Press, but I have to check who the master. I'll send it to you.
Gita Press is fairly good. Gita Press is good. So
I kind of lean on them, and sometimes there's a few other places that have some. They seem more official than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it's an Indian bent. Indian bent, I would say it's a spiritually bent, because why it is a spiritually bent, even the English translation, because majority of the words in the spirituality or in the journey of the self-discovery has become almost a cultural tradition in India. So sometime when you read that and you pick up those words, it becomes little challenging to understand. So I make it in a different way. But anyhow, I'm reminding you this Tulsidas, he got married, he was a wrestler. He was a great wrestler. He used to win all the races. And he said, no, I will earn more money, and he became totally material. And because normally wrestler, you have more of a physical strength. And the physical strength, if you don't have the spiritual element into it, then you are more attached and you become more sensual, because your mind is more towards sensuality and sexuality, etc., etc. That is what, I told you, this guy who spends 3 hours in the gym, and so he's totally body oriented, physical oriented, and now you are eating lot of protein, etc. Where it will go? You should use the mind to exhaust your energy into the spirituality. You are not doing it, so it has to be released through the sex or etc., etc. So he got married, and his wife went to her parents' home, and in the midnight he ran after his parents. Tulsidas I'm talking about. Tulsidas ran to his in-laws, and his wife room was on the second floor. He from outside, he did not want to disturb in-laws, so he jumped onto the second floor and jumped into the room of his wife. Prarabdha, destiny can change you, provided you are ready to change. Honey, you are here? Why? I told you that, I'll be spending a week and then I'll return to you. No, I cannot control myself. Oh, so you love me too much? Yes, I love you too much. Had you been loving Rama the way you love me, the life would have been totally different. The way you claim that you love me so much, you should have loved Rama, the Lord Rama. Tulsidas did not spend even a single minute. He jumped on from the second floor. He went to the Ganges River in the central India, and there he spent 12 years. His wife was supporting him. Okay, you want to do meditation? I'll cook the food for you. You take it. 12 years of intense practice. studying under a guru. So he found the guru there, and guru taught him for 12 years. And after 12 years, he became one of the great masters. And after that, he wrote this Tulsi Ramcharitmanas. And this verse is also a contribution from this great master, Bhakti.
It's funny, I was going to ask you, where did you find those? Sitting on my nightstand, who would have known?
So once you told me, you wrote to me, I said, this is the right time to introduce. I always do it. I always, one time at least, I do it, and even during the day. Because this is so near to me. These verses are so near to me and dear to me. Because it changes your entire perspective. Your level of your awareness goes up. From the very first verse, Namami Shamishanam Nirvani Rupam Vim. And there are many singers, they sing. Singer is not a seeker. You can sing with orchestra and with 50 instruments. But that feeling, Beyonce cannot be a seeker. So we have to understand that. So there are many
singers. People just call that Bhakti, right? And they just sing. And they think that's it.
But yes, when you listen to those singers also, it arouses certain feeling. So if you are a seeker, it can arouse. So every situation is a good. Every situation, everything in the world is so good. Nirakar mokar mulam turiyam. So I look at my master and says, Nirakar mokar mulam turiyam. Oh, you are like Om, and you are manifesting with this name in the form. Water in and as. Oh, yes, I understood. I understood you. So my mind is helping me to reach to that bhakti. That is why we have an image of the Shiva. That leads to us to the bhakti. So I told you that we have to cover primary definition of the bhakti. We have been covering. Then we have to cover the characteristics of the bhakti, under which 3 and 4 topics, practical methods of the bhakti. We have started doing, and we will understand clarity. Then advanced understanding of the bhakti, process of bhakti development, and then of what are the obstacles. These are the few topics that we have been covering. So last time we covered that series of practices in steps. Bhakti is it is a series of the practice. It includes the japa, it includes the knowledge, it includes the rituals. It also includes that how to integrate lifestyle integration. And so we have done that. So then I picked up that is appealing to you, Shiva in and as the world of people, relationship. So when you see in and as, you see the space in my room and space as my home. The entire perspective changes. Then your ego does not come, I have a big home, I have a small home. Who cares? Who cares? So by saying Shiva, and now in honey as honey, a seeker can reframe their perception of a spouse. And if it is Shiva in honey as honey. So what happens to the mind that causes this sensuality and deep attachment? It is gone. It changes, it shifts. This shifts a dynamic from one's potential conflict to one of the divine service and recognition. It dissolves the duality. That is why I picked up, it just revealed, I was thinking, and then, this is good. In family, recognizing the one's existence manifesting in one's children helps move parenting away from the egoistic attachment. Sophia, so yes, you're taking care of the Sophia adolescents, tender age. So you are okay, Shiva in and as Sophia. Work, and in work also, perceiving the same essential nature in employees, colleagues, and all business interactions. It transforms the world. That is what the bhakti is. Now what happens, natural love, that eternal love from the real self starts manifesting, and you see, oh, what a great, you are filled with such a profound, pure emotion. That is what. So basically, so what happens, how we are understanding the bhakti with the intellectual reason. We are understanding the cause and effect. So then there is an intellectual understanding. What is intellectual understanding? We know it is a cognitive understanding. What is the cognitive? It brings the cognitive change. What do you mean by cognitive change? I see my honey is Shiva. There is a cognitive change. All her or his complaints are gone. Oh, they are a part of the ignorance, I have no complaints. So when I have no complaints, there is a sense of belongingness. And that belongingness is minus attachment. That belongingness is minus delusion. That belongingness is minus mind using the people as a means, as an instrument, as a utility. That is gone. So when that is gone, then I-ness is gone. And when the I-ness is gone, then the my-ness is gone. My car, my house, my clothes, etc. That is gone. Then what happens? Mind finds it. There is a cognitive shift. And that has resulted into those experiences which you have written. It's an embodied recognition. It's an embodied realization. Shiva is embodied here. That is why my Tulsidas directly says in a layman's language, if you are doing bhakti without understanding, it will not work. It will increase your attachment. It will increase your delusion. Don't do that.
I was thinking that. I was reading the Narada Bhakta.
Narad Bhakti Sutra is also very typical.
He was saying that you should. It's good to have knowledge with bhakti, but he says also you could just have bhakti. And I thought, I don't know. Maybe that's true, but you have to be. Maybe in your past lives you've already done all that. I don't know, knowledge piece or something, because it could create delusion and
it can
create
a delusion. So what is exactly, and the Krishna talks about this bhakti, there is another text, Srimad Bhagavat, obviously, where are many metaphors. The Krishna sings the flute, and the flute inside is made up of the bamboo, and the bamboo, that flute is hollow inside. So symbolic expression. We should be totally hollow inside so that the Krishna can sing the flute in me.
You told me that last week. I really liked that.
Yeah. So the flute is simple, hollow instrument, an empty vessel. So symbolically we talk about the bhakti. You become an empty vessel. Shiva will dwell in you. This is what, this very emptiness allows the Shiva to play beautiful music. What is that beautiful music? Now I just start thinking, speaking, and acting out of that spiritual consciousness. And that is why then I refer to the another text that is written in another language, which is very Bengali language. But I translated into the 6 steps: accept favorable elements, adopt daily practices, reject unfavorable elements, trust in divine protection, accept God as a guardian. We discussed that, and self.
Yeah, that's listed in the Narada Sutra as well. I just read those this morning.
Yeah. So it means that is what we covered. The main blockers to genuine progress includes dry intellectuality. Dry intellectuality leads to builds the ego. And I have understood. Last year, this couple was attending the group session, and this guy was, I think, yes, chief finance manager, CFO of what is the beautiful pharmaceutical company in New Jersey, Johnson Johnson. So he was attending, and I told him that it is nothing but the consciousness in one of the session in a casual manner. Oh, that is what. He stopped attending the session. So I could see that both have a lot of challenges, but now there's a problem of ego, how they can approach me again. Who told me? His wife. What should I do? I said, you continue to do the practice. You continue. No, he doesn't want me to attend the session. I said, don't attend. Whatever you have learned, little is enough. You repeat it again and again. So that is dry intellectualism, is very dangerous. Persistent ego returns and attachment comes with ego. I-ness comes with the minus. And then what happens? All your practices become superficial practices. And the superficial bhakti cannot bring any change in your life. It cannot bring the inner transformation. So if I summarize it, first you understand from a teacher cognitive understanding. Cognitive understanding leads to cognitive change. Cognitive change means one, ABC. I use that acronym. What is ABC? Cognitive change brings change in your attitude, behavior, and conduct. Because now you respond to the things and events differently. So there is a change in your attitude, behavior, and conduct. So when you change in your attitude, behavior, and conduct, you also change in your thought, speech, and action. When you change your thought, speech, and action, you also change. It brings a change about your personal, professional, social, family lives. And now the whole being is changing. Whole being. Then only we start experiencing the water in wave, water as wave. Water, that is how we understand water in wave. And now it is not only understanding, it's a recognition, it is an experience. It is an experience in this I covered in the first definition of the bhakti as identity transformation. My identity is a wave. No, my identity as wave, in wave. My identity is in wave as wave. That is how under that topic I had explained you bhakti as the identity. I am this body, no. Identifying with the physical form is gender, no. I am the eternal self. I am the Shiva is sitting there. Finished. I am not the body. And then we have understood bhakti is a complete surrender of activities that we have done. Complete surrender. We picked up simple. I eat because I am hungry and want pleasure. I eat to maintain this body so it can serve God. How it serve God? Bhakti is a series of practices. This is how I have to change my thought process. What is the old motivation? I sleep because I am tired and need rest. Now I sleep to restore energy for tomorrow's service to the God, service to the Shiva. How do I service to the God? I remember him. I chant his name. I see him in and as. That is the service. I speak to express my opinions and get attention. No, that is my old motivation. I speak to share wisdom and encourage others or glorify glorify the existence. After all, in my early days, I used to ask God, there is no God. I said, after all, there is something. I can never think of peace and happiness if it is not inbuilt in me. If I don't desire permanent happiness, if I desire permanent happiness, it means there is something inbuilt. But I'm not living in permanent happiness. What is your take? I used to ask those scientists and researchers when I used to work with them, what exactly is your take? So I never used to talk about this. I used to keep myself very normal. So we have to see the people, how we have to deal with, which type of the people. I laugh for my own entertainment and social acceptance. No, I laugh to bring joy to others and celebrate. Why others? In, Shiva is. So I make them happy. I go to places for my enjoyment, business, or no, I go wherever God's service calls me. God's service, taking care of the family, God's service, business, God's service, taking care of the employees. Oh, that sense of duality, the duality has to be there. What do I feel like eating? What will taste good? That is the old motivation. Come on. Eat to live or live to eat. Finished. I live to eat for him, for Shiva. What should I eat to keep this body healthy for service? That is another way to look at it. Eating while watching TV? No. Eating mindfully. That was satisfying. I ate too much. Tamoguna has come. Thanks God. Thank you God for this energy. How can I use this for your service? More energy. It will, either I will fall into sleep, more energy, more production of the semen. That is what happens. That is the entire process. The last product of the food is the semen or the egg. And obviously it will, related to the tamoguna, it will increase your other things. Speaking to him.
I like what Sri Ramakrishna says. You can even use tamoguna in your worship.
Yeah.
Demand that the Lord gives you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I like how you frame that. Yeah, you can use the tamoguna.
Yes. If we find knowledge is not helping me to get rid of the tamoguna, then let us use the tamoguna to reach to the bhakti. But if my understanding, my intellect level is high, and I understand, cognitive understanding is there, and if I can bring the cognitive change, no need to go for tamoguna. We have to understand, their teaching, everyone's teaching demands a lot of clarity and understanding. So you see, speaking to impress, complain, gossip, or dominate, speaking to encourage, teach, heal, or glorify. Glorify that exists, and don't talk of this Shiva. After all, there is some peace. Where is the permanent peace? I'm looking for it. Look how hard my life is. You are crazy. You are not a seeker. I'm grateful for these challenges that are making me stronger. Did you hear what happened to that guy gossip? No. How can we support that guy in blame and complain? No blame and complain. So we just avoid that. I'm exhausted. I need to escape from the day. Let me rest this body so tomorrow I can serve with renewed energy. So once your pattern is that, I have told you many a times, after 2 hours, I feel more energy. I can continue for as long as, and my master used to speak for about 5 to 6 hours at stretch. Spellbound, every 200 people were just listening to it. And After 5 hours, he used to say, "Oh, come on, now lift this horse." He was referring to the body because he is 6 feet 3-4 inches, heavy weight. 5 hours you are not moving, obviously. You have numbness is there, but he never complained of the numbness then because he was totally full of that absorption. So you see that all these smaller problems of anxiety, of duality, and they will leave you by the bhakti. So we come to another one definition. Now you see, I told you series of the practices. So if I use the word bhakti as a mental dwelling, mental contemplation and reflection, anytime, anywhere, this is also a bhakti. This shows how and why. Because when you start a mental dwelling, you dissociate yourself from the lower nature according to Krishna. We have lower nature, we have a higher nature. We have two nature. Higher nature, Paraprakriti. Paraprakriti is Shiva and the Krishna. So I am dissociating oneself from the lower nature. What is the lower nature? Body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, thoughts, feeling, and emotions pertaining to that, attachment, blame, complaint, reaction, etc. So I'm dwelling in the mind. I'm repeating Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Or maybe no, or maybe the Mangala Charan mantra. I don't leave the mind empty. Lower nature, apara prakriti. What we dissociate from? We dissociate from the 5 elements. We dissociate from the mental formations. What are those mental formations? From the ego, intelligence, mind, thought, temporal experience. I have to dissociate from temporal experience. What is the temporal experience? Birth, growth, decay, death, pleasure, pain. These are temporal. These are temporal, temporary, incidental nature. Separative consciousness. I am separate from others. No, I am separate. This is I-ness and minus. The mental dwelling. Mental dwelling is very important. That is also a part of bhakti. So under mental dwelling comes all these factors. The reactive pattern. Fear, anger, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. Sometime I realize, it's okay. Remember this. Remember the bhakti. Start mental dwelling. Change it. Don't start dwelling on the anger and reaction. Don't start dwelling on
I just say, through your grace, Lord, please remove my delusion.
Yes.
I don't even address the the reaction. I address the cause of the reaction. What the attachment, right? Please help me, get rid of this attachment.
Yes.
I love it. I'm kind of a lunatic, always talking to Shiva now, but who else?
I am happy, you are moving into that. What we associate with? Yes, this is one association with the divine consciousness, the eternal unchanging awareness, and that is where this 8 verses comes. Namami Shamishanam Nirvani Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam. You are of the nature of the knowledge. Why mind you are crazy? Why you are complaining? Stop it. You need not to say it stops. Love, compassion, wisdom, peace, joy, service. Now these are the vocabulary of a seeker. Universal connection. I am part of the infinite divine reality. Yes, I appear as a wave, but in and as. Eternal essence, the self that exists beyond birth and death. Mental dwelling process. What exactly? First process is dissociation, knowledge part. We are talking of the knowledge part. First is I should become aware. Where I am associated? I am associated with the world of name and form, relations, its situations. or is the situation creating some challenges in my mind? Dissociate. So I'm consciously withdrawing identification from the temporary and material aspect. Association. So one part is dissociating with upper lower nature, associating with the higher nature. And then I dwelling. Dwelling means that I continue to repeat. Shiva, Shiva, you take care of me. You bless me. Yeah, I'm with you. You are with me.
That's almost like you have a secret that nobody else knows, but it's like a power that you didn't share with anyone. But it's kind of like, oh, I have this right here, my personal God.
See,
what is that? I don't know. It's
it
crazy.
is something like dissociation, and association is something like we have an old radio set. Have you tried this? Your mind is like a sophisticated radio set that can tune into different frequencies. And sometimes, I used to have those old radios. Let me move right little. You have been accidentally tuned to a static field station, lower nature. And now you need to adjust it. You simply adjust. Do it very carefully with love. And now I always listen NPR or KZZZ the moment I start driving. So I should be aware of the current event, When I'm not driving, so I'm not interested. So just I tune into it and tune and just do it. So this is basically mental dwelling is tuning. Tuning is a tuning. Tuning anytime, anywhere. You're looking at a Colleen and mind says, what the heck, she does not understand. Tuning. Dissociating. It is her prarabdha, it is her destiny, it is her life, it is her process of evolution. What I have to do with it? Now, can I say something in a positive way? Yes, let me think it. Let me say it. Totally in a positive way. Without any reaction, blame and complaint. Done. Finished.
It's kind of fun to see how you can do it, right? See how you can convey something, right, without directly attacking it or someone.
Remember, don't forget cognitive understanding, cognitive change, ABC, attitude, behavior, and conduct by thought, speech, and action, living personal, professional, social, family lives. Just make a remember this step-by-step process. Step by step.
I don't even recognize. I'm like, I'm so I feel so gentle. I don't know how, and very different from how I've always been. Just have like no violence in me at all. And when I say violence, even like competition, or I mean, just so many forms of it seem to have. I mean, they're probably there, but they're not very prevalent.
Yes, you see that there are other factors also of mental dwelling that we should take up so that we can complete this aspect. What is that? Just think, I'm getting old. I look fat. I'm not attractive enough. What happened in a group session Monday and Thursdays for Arizona group session that I hold. One guy I don't want to name. So he told me one day, about 6 months ago, teachers in the Eastern wisdom teaches you in a different way. Either you can recognize it and you don't recognize. So 6 or 7 months ago, he said, today I went to salon, now I had the hair cut and I feel now totally fresh. And so I had a big smile in my inside and I said, okay, he is very regular, he is very intelligent, but sometimes your dry intellectuality do not change you. So I had to change him. I do not want to say him that, what it has to do with your freshness. So you might have seen me in the last 7 months, I did not shave at all. Let it grow. And it grew older. And that was an indirect message to him. So I'm getting old, I look fat, I'm not attractive enough. Old masses, old mind, old ABC, new ABC. This body is temporary vehicle for my eternal self. This body is the vehicle for Shiva and Krishna. It's okay. It's a part of the journey. Identity crisis. My worth depends on my physical appearance and capabilities. Perhaps he might have noticed it, and now I believe that he had understood. He's very sharp, very intelligent. He's a good businessman like you. So when you say my worth depends on my appearance and capabilities, my worth comes from my Shiva and Krishna. I belong to Shiva and Krishna. I am happy. When? All the time. Where? In all the locations. With whom? With everyone. Sometime our partners say, what kind of face you have? No, go and take bath, Internally I'm calm, I'm full of compassion. Where is the problem? So we have to get rid of it. Caring, fear pattern. I must protect and enhance this body at all cost. Come on. I will take good care of this body without anxiety, so that I can remain immersed in the Shiva or Krishna or the Bhakti or the devotion. What is the transition? Okay, I'm thinking I'm the body again. Transition. I remember. I told you, cognitive understanding, gentle correction. I'm not this body. So one is dissociating, other is associating. I'm the real self. I'm the Shiva is dwelling inside me. So this I-ness is not there. You simply say it, it will happen. I'm angry, becoming the emotion. No, anger is arising in the mind. Anger is expressed as a thought. I am an observer of the thought. See, the bhakti also brings the knowledge. Knowledge brings the bhakti, bhakti brings the knowledge. So that we need to understand. So then there is a progress. It will not take then 10 years. This person made me angry. No, how shall I choose to respond to this situation? It is not the person made me angry. There is no situational anger. There is no relational anger. Or you can add, I don't know whether the relational word exists or not in English, but sometimes we use the wrong English to understand. So the same thing, you dissociate from the achievement anxiety. One guy, from Austria who attends my sessions, who does private lessons, I'm always, I have lot of things to supply to the Ukraine, and now I'm not able to supply. At least, my money is being exhausted. I said, you are paying me, so money is also exhausted, so don't pay me. So I said, he said that is okay. I said, that is okay with me, but what is not okay with you? Check it. You need it, spend it. You don't need it, save it. Is this spirituality? I said, yes. You change your attitude, behavior, and conduct. And you recognize the money is with you in your account to spend it. We have a proverb in India, pearl. So we say the cobra has some kind of a pearl, and they safeguard it, and then they die. So you sometimes, we have a feeling if I have $1 million in my bank account, it will save me. It will not save you. Nothing will save you. You become sick. Done. Finished. $1 million is finished.
I see people restart the journey of financial happiness over and over. I think, didn't you learn last time